One for the motherfucking money. Two for the motherfucking show. Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. You know this guy. It's Trapzilla. We're gonna do a quick intro here before we go and watch CT Fletcher. We're not best friends at all. Both wearing fucking Power Ranger shirts. We're gonna watch CT Fletcher's My Magnificent Obsession, which debuted on Vimeo a couple weeks ago, but we're just now getting to it. But lucky me, I didn't see any reviews on it, so we just might be the first by the time this rolls up. CT Fletcher, My Magnificent Obsession. You're gonna see our first thoughts on it right after this. And we're back, and my hair looks like shit. Alright, so that was... That's racist.
Why?
Oh, no reason. Wait for it. Okay, so, what did you think?
Pull it out and put it back in.
Oh, yeah.
Unplug it and put it back in.
Boy, let's start at the start. It took us, like, what, an hour?
An hour.
A fucking hour to try to figure out how to configure it so that we could watch it on my beautiful screen, big screen TV, because I tried going to Vimeo.com on the fucking... It's a smart TV, but not so fucking smart, Sony. I tried going to fucking Vimeo.com and playing it, and it wouldn't fucking play, even though I tested it before he got here, and then it did play, but it didn't play then, and then I got it to couch mode, and that wouldn't fucking work, and it wouldn't go full screen. Like, it started playing, and it wouldn't fucking go full screen. Oh my god, and then we had to do the different cables went in the shit, the fucking Ethernet, and the fucking HDMI.
I blame Vimeo. I think it's Vimeo.
Well, yeah, I want a refund, Vimeo. Tell you what, yeah, because of that, Vimeo, I want free storage space on my account. Surreal469. How about that?
Hashtag Vimeo sucks.
How about that?
Or something like that.
He said it, not me. He doesn't have an account. I do.
Vimeo. Here's the thing. We started this. Well, how long was the movie? An hour and a half.
About an hour.
Hour and a half. I'm exhausted because that movie was just slow. It was just slow.
There was
no exciting part. Even when there was a part with they showed a certain YouTube video that had in the YouTube video it had like trance or rave music or something playing, and when they put it in the movie they didn't have it. There was no music actually, if not some piano. It was just slow strings and piano the whole time. Had I not actually been interested in CT Fletcher, I would have fallen asleep. That was some drag ass shit right there.
Kyle has issues with stuff that isn't like jump cutting all the time.
Yeah, but the whole thing was slow motion too.
A lot of it was slow motion.
A lot of great imagery and it's pretty, but do that here and there, not the whole movie.
It looks great.
I need suspense.
I didn't have. All right. Since we're doing that, let's get to the one issue that I had with this movie, and it was so minor. CT Fletcher talked very briefly about his history with past work that was under the table and highly illegal and shit. This is all spoiler session. So in the movie, he talks about how he wasn't a drug dealer, but he worked for people who were drug dealers, and so he had to collect a TV from a guy, and he felt awful about that. I kind of wish that, and it's funny because I mentioned this in the review for the trailer, how I don't know if I want to see a warts and all version of this. I kind of did though. Like I kind of wish that we explored that journey in CT's life at least a little bit. Like maybe, because there's a section in it where he goes and he talks to some kids in Compton as motivational speaker. I would have imagined that story is interesting enough, how he got to that point, how he got into, that life, and how he got out. Like, I kind of wanted to hear a little bit more about that other than just the, minute or so story that he told.
Yeah, could have spent a little bit more.
A little bit more
I
time.
heard him say he was in and out of jail before.
Yeah.
I wanted to know why specifically. Even tell the story of an arrest or something like that. But maybe he's just trying to completely stay off that topic so that way he doesn't get demonized or something like that. Because now he's all motivational.
Well, I mean, but that's part of a lot of motivational speakers' whole story, you know, is telling how they got to that point and what brought them out and what
his is all
what
about
made
the heart
them
attack.
change.
So
yeah.
But yeah, he should be doing that, especially if he's talking to kids in Compton who are going to possibly at some point get wrapped up in that if they stay in Compton and don't get their education and stuff like that. So yeah, he should have said a little bit about something. But in the YouTube clip, they had an excerpt from that motivational speech, and it was just a long, boring fucking story of a story. It wasn't even about him. He just told a story. Where you knew where it was coming. You knew what the end was going to be. It was very, very boring for me. And I was like, oh, please don't put that in the movie. But they didn't. So
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Well, I'm leaving in the part where Kyle called CT Fletcher boring. Yeah, so
when he talks to children, because children are stupid.
One of the things in the movie that made me connect with him was his, to say the least, complicated relationship with his father.
Me too.
Because you know, I've had complicated relationships with my father and mother, and at this point, I'm at a good place with my father. Needless to say, we both had complicated histories with our parents. So we completely understand where he's coming from when he's talking about his dad and seeing the dichotomy between what his dad said to the camera versus what CT said and then what CT said after. I totally understand that whole, this is the face my dad's projecting, but then this is what is actually going on in any family member, parents or not. Like, I totally understand that part. So I totally connected with him on that.
Yeah. That was only the good part. That was one of the only good parts that I liked because he got emotional and
particularly when he was talking about his mother.
Yeah, when he was talking about his mom and the funeral, he got really angry and then he cried. And that was finally something real. CT Fletcher, the character that we see a lot on YouTube and a lot in this movie, with little promos here and there. I've seen that, and I know it's a character, and it doesn't do anything for me, really. So, and some motivation from that, that's fine. I don't. I'd rather just kind of see him work out and kind of see what his routine is, but that's from a personal standpoint, because I want that to basically learn from. That's really the only good part, because it actually finally showed some emotion. But the fucking drag of this movie, Jesus Christ. And that's the filmmakers. It's not CT Fletcher's fault.
No.
It's the sound or the music people playing the same sorrow, sad piano music throughout the whole movie. You didn't even play the celebratory music when he had his gym opening. It was the same sad music. It was very frustrating.
Yeah, and I don't think that, and I don't know this. I think the gym is open, right? I think the gym is now open.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's
open. They opened one in Vegas, I believe, because I think they went to it for the Olympia, but I don't know if it's open in Signal Hill.
Well, probably by the time the movie ended, they hadn't gotten the licenses by the time the filming wrapped, or it may not be open yet. They pepper the movie with some of his motivational speeches, basically just him directly talking to the camera. They work for me, but I'm a speech guy. I love listening to that stuff. I love listening to the rap. I love listening to the cadence and what he says and how he says it, and all that other stuff. And I've said in the first CT Fletcher video that, yeah, he just did that. I just did on the first CT Fletcher video that I reviewed, the Hulk Smash, that if you are in professional wrestling and you don't have this motherfucker attached to your card, you're doing something wrong, because like he just has that gift of gab that I appreciate, that actually does pump me up. But I can understand his standpoint. He just wants to see the workout because that's what motivates him, and that works. You know, but you know, between the two of us, we both get, you know, something out of CT Fletcher that we enjoy watching.
I'm not getting confirmation it's actually open, so I'm not sure it is still. Best movie ever or worst movie ever?
I'd say it's fine. I forget what I said I would spend on it. Something like somewhere between 13 and 14. That's 14 of my $15 for me. From a just like, because I like documentaries, I like CT Fletcher. I would say it was probably worth about what I said I would have paid for it, because the cinematography looked great. I like CT Fletcher. It went deep into a lot of his life. Again, I do wish it would have gone a little bit more into that, you know, flirting on the edge and falling off the edge of the criminal activity, just to see him come out of that, how he got into that, how he came out of that, the dichotomy that had, or the effect that had on his relationship with his father. I would have liked to maybe explore that a little bit more. So
I think I wanted to see him punch his dad in the face.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got that
was waiting
too.
for him to do it, and I'm like, but it's gonna be elderly abuse, or at least hear a story of him doing it once. Like, you gotta like. And then I couldn't take it, and I punched him in the face.
He told the story about him picking up the gun.
He went and bought the gun, and then that was it. We didn't hear anything else after that, as far as stories go.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's an avenue he doesn't necessarily want to talk about either.
Possibly, that was something to do.
You know, who knows? And you know what? CT Fletcher actually tweeted me, which was awesome once, and he talked about how he does go warts and all. So having said that and seen that, I don't necessarily know that he didn't tell those stories. Maybe they got cut out. I don't know. But I would have liked to have seen those avenues discussed a little bit more. I would say 13. It's a good number. I'm sticking with whatever I gave it before. I'd say it's not perfect. It's not a perfect movie by any means. But I liked it, I think, a little bit more than Kyle liked it. How much would you have paid for it?
I wouldn't have. I was going to pay for it at my house so we could watch it and review it. But it looked like, to me, a lot of the YouTube videos just mixed into one. Some of his YouTube videos are highly produced like this as well. And yeah, great production value for a video or a movie that wasn't even in the theater. But it was just drug on for me. It was way too slow. I wanted positive something in there. Just something positive instead of just an hour and a half of slow, sad music. You have to go up and down. You can't just have heat for the whole match. It doesn't work. I need happy at some point.
Well, there were happy moments in it. He goes see his daughter's wedding. He goes thanks to the cardiologist that helped him.
And even that's erased for me because it was the whole time was sad fucking music. And I'm a big music guy. I'm gonna hear that. That's gonna change my emotion. So I want some cheery music maybe. Like the only time they played it was like when they went and looked at the muscle cars and they played like some old like doo-wop music. And that was about it. Everything else was that damn piano and strings, which I normally would like.
I was going to say, that's usually your wheelhouse. That's usually what you dig.
It's not for an hour and a half.
You downloaded a bunch of movie scores.
Yeah. I'll listen to movie soundtracks in the background and stuff while I'm driving. But I want more happy out of this movie. And I wanted a better happy ending than just...
I did too. It felt like they were going towards the climax of the gym's open to the public.
Yeah.
Or because it's a documentary, at least the real ending of as of press time, the gym may not be open or something. But it kind of just ended.
Yeah.
I mean, it ended with him talking or reading letters from some of his fans, which is fine, which is dope.
And that fat fuck challenging to an arm wrestling contest. He's not as big as he looked on screen next to me.
Yeah,
300 pounds. Oh, if I ever see you in public, good job in the movie. Good job in that fake arm wrestling scene. That was fantastic. You're a great actor. Matter of fact, you can probably get hooked up with WWE. They'll give you a call. You're a big guy.
I don't see why not. Did you see the video he did with Luke Hawx?
I saw part of it and then turned it off.
The end of it, he talks about how he actually did train to wrestle, but only trained.
Who, Fletcher?
Yeah.
Oh. That's interesting because Austin was in it, Goldberg was in it,
yeah.
Luke Hawx has had associations with them.
He's got fans in wrestling.
I follow him. You follow him.
Yeah. We're not in wrestling.
We're gonna watch it.
No, I don't even watch it.
Tonight, Madison Square Garden.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh.
Big show.
What, a concert? Or something?
Wrestling. Anyway. So,
I
didn't love it.
He didn't love it. It sounded like you didn't like it.
I didn't.
The rating system doesn't lie. You said 0 out of $15 you would give this movie.
I would have bought it for us to review it.
To watch.
Now,
the rating system is how much you think it's worth.
I would have went to the movie theater to see it. Had it been out. Because the trailer hyped me up. The trailer was so well done.
That's not the question, counselor.
Okay.
The question before you is how much is it worth?
Okay.
How much of your money would you pay to see this movie?
YouTube.
There you go. YouTube out of 15. Party people, that's enough about us. What about you? How do you feel about this movie? Have you seen this movie? I say you still should. I still say it's a good one. He says maybe not.
I say spend the money because you can support him and you can make some money because this gym's probably not making money and I don't want him to suffer. So support to get him money because I like the guy. The movie, if you like videography, if you don't know much about CT, if you don't want to watch all his YouTube videos, then this is a good way to learn about him. It'll give you a big helping of CT Fletcher in one sitting instead of picking and choosing through his YouTube videos and maybe not getting so much of him.
One more note I wanted to put in there because I said it to him at the time that I saw it. They go and visit his mother's grave. Very emotional scene for him. And I noted the day she died was give or take an exact year from the date that they mentioned he had the heart episode. I noted that was an interesting little coincidence.
He died of a broken heart.
I don't know. I mean, they do say that, a lot of times emotional stress is big on the heart, and it takes a long time for people to get over a loved one that they're extremely close with, especially if he was as close to his mother as they portray in the movie.
Yeah.
In a year, you could be heartbroken for a year.
Right.
You really can. So,
what do you guys think of my haircut?
Yeah, comment on that.
Short?
What do you think about his haircut?
I'm
right? Not a fan of.
He went way too up.
I'm not a fan of the sides being shaved off like that.
Because I was just like zero all the way up, just boop. But then he went boop, and I'm like, what? You don't know until you see it.
I'm not a fan of the Aryan Nation cut.
Well,
I'm not a fan of the Aryan Nation part.
Have you seen Guy? Guy's about this tall. Have you seen him? Yay big, about this tall. Have you seen Guy? No, it's triceps. It's fucking triceps. Anyway.
I'm not even going to try. Party people, tell us what you think about this movie down there in the comment section. And there you go in the comment section.
Double chin. There we go.
Like, share, subscribe. YouTube.com/surreal469. Go over to the right-hand corner. The little blue button that says support. You'll be supporting. Also, YouTube.com/the-next-big-thing with a 0. And go check out some of his unboxings, his workout videos
I don't post
with Ninja Camera Woman. He has it for a while. He's been busy, but go check his stuff out and support. I like his videos.
You can support the gym I go to.
You can support.
I work at a gym too. It's not Iron Addicts, but
there will be links and stuff down there in the description box. Absolutely, because I don't know that some of the stuff that he just did with Have You Seen Kyle might not want to be associated with this particular gym.
You can just edit that stuff right out.
Oh, it's live, pal.
No one's gonna watch this shit.
People watch 20-minute reviews all the time.
Like his 30-minute watching.
People
the
watch
Muppets.
20-minute reviews all the time.
Huh.
That was an experiment. That was an experiment. And by the way, got almost 100 views
I don't know
already.
what you do it. I'm sick.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We're gonna end on him coughing, party people. Boom.
And you left the PS3 on this
End
whole
on
time.
you dying. Boom. And
I don't know what we're doing.
Boom.
Best movie ever or